You know that feeling, right? The exact moment winter finally breaks, you can roll the windows down, and the air it just feels different.
Oh, yeah. There's always a song for that moment.
There is. And, I mean, inevitably, somewhere on a playlist or drifting out of some car, you hear that sound, that ch-ch-ch.
It's like a Pavlovian bell for sunshine. You hear that jug band piano, and you're immediately in a good mood.
Exactly. We are, of course, talking about In the Summertime by Mungo Jerry.
Yeah.
It is one of the most recognizable songs ever, and the whole vibe of it is just so loose.
It feels completely effortless.
Right. It sounds like a few guys just, I don't know, sat on a porch, started jamming, and someone just happened to hit record.
The magic of the track is that it sells you this fantasy of a carefree, totally spontaneous afternoon.
This is where we have to kind of shatter that illusion, just a little. Because we've been digging into this book by Kenny Denton, There Ain't No Rules in Rock and Roll.
Right.
And Kenny, I mean, he was there.
He was the tape operator. The T-boy, as they called it in the British studio system back then.
So like an intern, basically.
Pretty much. The guy making tea, setting up mics, totally invisible to the band. And because he was invisible, he saw absolutely everything.
And the story he tells about this song, it just completely destroys that porch jam myth. It turns out this anthem was a nightmare.
A total nightmare of logistics, band infighting, and, of all things, mechanical engineering involving a sports car and a peanut butter sandwich.
That is the best list of ingredients for a hit song I have ever heard.
I mean, you can't make it up.
So our mission today is to really unpack how Mungo Jerry went from being complete unknowns to, well, global superstars and the bizarre production tricks that literally saved their biggest hit. Because In the Summertime was, and I was shocked by this, it was a total disaster at first.
A logistical disaster. And to get why, you have to understand the band. First off, they weren't even called Mungo Jerry. They started out as The Good Earth.
The Good Earth. That sounds like a health food store, not a rock band.
It definitely had that sort of folk rock hippie vibe. But they got signed to this new label, Dawn Records, and the producer, a guy named Barry Murray, he was the one driving everything.
Okay.
And Barry looked at the Good Earth and just said, nope, we are rebranding. He came up with the name Mungo Jerry.
And he had a plan for their first single.
He did. He was absolutely adamant that In the Summertime was the hit. The band, on the other hand, they hated it.
They hated it.
Yeah, they saw themselves as, a more serious, bluesy, maybe even heavy band. They did not want to be the happy summer song guys. But Barry insisted, so they recorded. That's when they hit the wall.
What was the problem? Was the performance bad?
The performance was great. The problem was the runtime. The recording was only 2 minutes long.
2 minutes. I mean, in the TikTok era, that's practically an epic. But in 1970, for a radio single,
it's a death sentence. A radio DJ needed time, they needed an intro to talk over, a groove that lasted long enough for the listener to get into it. A 2-minute song is over before you even realize you like it.
And you can't fade it out. It just stops.
Exactly. Barry Murray knew you couldn't get a #1 hit with a 2-minute single. It was impossible.
So they have this amazing song, but it's literally too short to be a hit. Now today, that's like a 10-second fix. You just copy and paste the chorus.
Right, but this is 1970. We're talking physical magnetic tape.
Mm-hmm.
If you make a wrong cut with that razor blade, you've just destroyed the master recording forever.
No undo button.
No undo button. So the engineer, a guy named Howard Barrow, is just staring at this problem. And he looks out the studio window.
And what does he see?
He sees his car, a Triumph Key R6 Roadster, parked on the ramp outside.
A classic British sports car.
A very loud one. And this is where the real genius kicks in.
Yeah.
Howard grabs a microphone, a super long cable, and he runs it out of the control room.
No way.
All the way down the hall, out the door, and right up to the back of his car. He sticks the mic right next to the exhaust pipe.
I just have this perfect mental image of a professional audio engineer crouching behind his car, telling someone to give it a rev to save a pop song.
That's pretty much what happened. They record about 10 seconds of just pure engine noise. Yeah. Vroom, vroom.
Okay, so they have a recording of a car. How does that fix the length problem?
This is the magic trick.
Yeah.
Howard takes that little piece of tape, the car sound, and he splices it onto the end of the 2-minute song. So the song ends. Then you hear the car revving.
Okay.
But then he takes the entire original song and splices it back in after the car sound.
Wait, what? So the structure is literally the song, a car revving, and then the song again from the beginning?
That's it. He just played the track twice. That car noise isn't some artistic statement about summer driving. It's structural. It's the spackle that covers up the seam between the two identical pieces of music.
He used a Triumph TR6 to manually create a loop.
He did.
Uh,
And just like that, he stretched a 2-minute problem into a 3-minute, 30-second hit. Now, they have plenty of time to do a proper fade out. It was brilliant.
It is absolutely wild that one of the most iconic sounds of the 70s was just a patch job. It's like finding out a famous painting has a masterpiece underneath that was just painted over.
It's pure engineering solving an artistic crisis.
Yeah.
But Barry Murray, the producer, he wasn't done yet. He knew the song was a hit, but he wanted a marketing hook. So he decided to release it as a maxi single.
Okay, unpack that. What's a maxi single?
Think of it like a souped-up single. A normal single played at 45 RPM, right? One song on each side, decent quality. A maxi single played at 33 and a third RPM.
The same speed as a full LP album.
Exactly, which meant it could hold more music, had better audio quality, and it came in a full-color picture sleeve, which was almost unheard of for singles. They usually just came in a generic paper sleeve.
So it looked and felt like a premium product.
Totally. It was a bit more expensive, but you got 3 or 4 tracks. It felt like you were buying a mini album. That marketing, plus the now perfectly long song, it was rocket fuel.
And the song just exploded.
Exploded. Doesn't even cover it. Kenny Denton says it was #1 in the UK for 7 straight weeks, topped the charts in 26 countries. It was literally Mungo Mania.
But this is where Kenny's book gets so fascinating because from the outside, you imagine these guys are on top of the world. Mansions, limos, the works.
That's the assumption, right? But the reality was so different. Kenny reveals that even with the biggest song on the planet, most of the band, they kept their day jobs.
You're kidding me. The guys on the #1 song in 26 countries are still punching a clock every morning.
They were convinced it was a one-time fluke. Kenny asked the guitarist, Paul King, why he was still working, and Paul just said, who knows how long this will all last?
Wow, that's kind of sad.
It is. And Kenny notes that he wasn't sure if Paul meant how long the fame would last or how long the band would last, because the tension inside that group was already boiling over.
And it sounds like the lead singer, Ray Dorset, the guy with the famous sideburns, was enjoying the fame a bit more than the others.
Ray was all in. He started acting like he was the sole reason for Mungo Mania, and the other guys were getting pretty resentful.
I can imagine.
And Kenny tells this one story that just perfectly captures the whole dynamic. Ray comes bursting into the studio one day. He's waving this book around, just buzzing with excitement.
What was it? A rave review in a big magazine?
Even better, in his mind. It was a children's music songbook. Ray is shouting, look, we're in a kid's book. This is huge.
He's excited that In the Summertime is going to be sung in primary schools.
He is. But the rest of the band is just, rolling their eyes. They want to be seen as serious rockers, not like the Teletubbies.
Right.
And Barry Murray, the producer, is just sitting at the console, calmly eating a peanut butter and banana sandwich. Totally unfazed.
The ultimate power move.
He waits for Ray to run out of steam, and then he just quietly asks him, Ray, have you actually read the lyrics you wrote?
Oh, I know where this is going.
Yep. The line is, when the sun goes down, you can make it good in a lay-by.
Which, for anyone who doesn't know, a lay-by is a roadside pull-off area. And making it good does not refer to campfire songs.
Not at all. So Barry just points out how wildly inappropriate that lyric is for a children's songbook.
Okay, kids, let's all sing about roadside hookups.
Exactly. And Kenny said it just deflated Ray instantly. The rest of the band was trying not to laugh. It was this perfect moment where Barry has used a bit of dry wit to just check this massive ego.
And that ego and friction must have gotten even worse when they had to record the follow-up. The pressure must have been immense.
Oh, the difficult second single. They'd already replaced their bassist. The arguments were constant, but they needed another hit. The song was called Baby Jump.
Did they have another instant classic on their hands?
Well, they had a problem. The recording was, again, too short. 2 minutes and 47 seconds.
So, did they find another sports car?
Even better. The production team basically said, while the first trick worked, let's just do it again.
They did not.
They did. The exact same thing. They took the Baby Jump track, copied it, and edited it back to back with itself. No car sound this time. Just a straight-up hard edit. They stretched it out to over 4 minutes.
That's incredibly bold to make playing the song twice your signature move.
It was a literal copy-paste job before copy-paste was even a thing. But here's the crazy part.
It works.
It worked again. Baby Jump went to #1 in the UK for 2 weeks. It proved Mungo Mania wasn't a fluke. even if the production method was a complete carbon copy.
They manufactured a second hit using the same blueprint?
They did.
Right.
But, this is where I want to pivot a little, because if we just focus on the mechanics of it all, we miss the real heart of Kenny Denton's story. Because while all this was going on, Kenny, the T-boy, was living his own life.
This is where his girlfriend Sue comes into the story.
Yes. And this is the part of the book that really stays with you. Kenny meets Sue right after the first hit. She's 15, comes from a very traditional family. And Kenny's feeling pretty good about himself at this point.
He's the industry guy now.
He thinks he is. He's a tape op, but in his head, he's a big shot. So to impress Sue, he brings her into the studio for a secret pre-release listen of Baby Jump.
The VIP treatment, and what's his take on the song?
He's jaded. He's seen how the sausage is made. He knows it's just a loop. So he plays the expert, and he tells her, yeah, it's okay, but there's no way this is a #1. It's a hack job.
He's too close to it. He can see the stitches.
Exactly. But Sue, she just listens. She doesn't know about the take splicing or the band fighting. She just hears the music. And she turns to him and says, that is a surefire #1.
The listener's intuition.
Kenny says he actually laughed at her. He was so arrogant. But the next day, he mentions it to Barry Murray. He says, my girlfriend, Sue, she thinks this is a smash.
And what does Barry, the hitmaker, say?
Barry just nods and says, well, she knows a hit when she hears one.
And she was right.
She was absolutely right. And Kenny has this really beautiful moment of reflection in the book about it. He realizes he was just this kid full of arrogance thinking he knew everything because he knew how to operate a tape machine. But Sue she just knew.
It's a humbling story. You have all these guys in the room thinking they're the ones engineering success, and this teenager walks in and hears the truth of it instantly.
It just cuts through all the technical stuff. You can analyze a song to death, but a hit just connects with people. Sue heard the joy in it, no matter how it was put together.
And the story about Kenny and Sue have a pretty poignant ending in the book, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. And it kind of grounds the whole thing. Kenny writes that he and Sue were married for 55 years, but she had recently passed away from cancer.
Wow.
Just puts it all in perspective. We start with this story about a massive pop song, but for Kenny, the guy telling the story, the real life-changing event in that studio wasn't Mungo Mania. It was meeting his soulmate.
It's such a powerful contrast, too. The band was so fragile, so worried about fame, fighting, and then you have this 55-year marriage that started right in the middle of all that chaos.
The manufactured hit versus the real lasting connection. It's a beautiful way to see it.
So when you pull back, we've got this song in the summertime, this icon of carefree joy, and we know it's a Frankenstein's monster. It's spliced together with the sound of a Triumph TR-6.
And its follow-up was a Xerox copy of that same trick.
So here's the thing I'm left with. Does knowing the trick spoil the magic? When you know that you're essentially being tricked into listening to the same song twice?
Yeah.
Does that cheapen it?
I thought it might, but I actually think it makes it even more impressive. We think of manufactured pop as this cold corporate thing now, but this was manufactured with a microphone and a pair of scissors. It was pure, desperate ingenuity.
It was human.
Exactly. It was people solving a problem. And the fact that millions of people for 50 years have been tapping their feet to a car engine without even knowing it. I mean, that's the ultimate win for the engineers.
It's that old paradox, isn't it? It takes an incredible amount of artifice to create something that feels completely natural.
And sometimes the magic isn't some divine Stark. Sometimes it's just a really clever guy with a razor blade and a great idea.
So here's a little challenge for you listening. The next time you hear, in the summertime, and you will, don't just hum along.
Listen for it, right on that 2-minute mark. Listen for the vroom vroom.
And when you hear it, just remember you're not hearing a sound effect. You're hearing the sound of a band being saved from total obscurity by their engineer's car.
Try and spot the scene. See if you can hear the edit. It's like a little secret you're in on now.
And maybe spare a thought for Sue, who knew it was a hit all along.
Absolutely. The listener always knows.
Thanks for taking this deep dive with us into the wonderfully chaotic mechanical world of Mungo Jerry. We'll see you on the next one.